For me, one of the most important courses we have on the program happens in the first term. It's a course on the natural science foundations of sustainability, more specifically on the planetary boundaries. This course is not only special because the topic is so important, but also because we have a fabulous set of lecturers on it coming from some of the leading organizations globally when it comes to those planetary boundaries.
Planetary Boundaries actually a bit like it's a framework that is a bit like a dashboard that kind of brings the essential Earth system process together that are relevant for kind of the atmosphere, for the oceans and for the land. Sets a kind of a level on showing how strongly we have already, with our human actions, have already transgressed these relevant boundaries. We risk then to kind of destabilizing kind of the basis on what actually societies and economy is kind of essential for living. I mean, we are dependent on the kind of the biosphere or what happens in the ocean or what happens in the atmosphere.
What we've learned, and which is amazing to being able to teach that with like a board of leading experts in the planetary boundaries field, is to understand like that the sustainability challenge that we are facing is much more than climate change.
So clearly, at a time in which higher education is being transformed radically, one of the pathways forward is experiential, embodied and creative approaches to learning. And that's why I've been invited to be part of this course with 7 other lecturers. And the idea is to relate to the complexity of the planetary boundaries, climate, deforestation, water, plastics, nitrogen, etc., through one filmmaking project in groups. And by filming a project allows them to think about a story. So transforming the framework and cutting-edge theory to a story is an invitation to think about something that is complex, becomes relatable. So I had the students crafting films around science fiction story, around deforestation and viruses, for example, or other students crafted a story on detectives chasing people creating deforestation. Or I even had a group of students here in this school in particular producing a hip-hop song to think about the planetary boundaries and loss of biodiversity. So at the end of the day, the main aim is to relate to complex theory through a story that is filmed, and then to link key concepts in a relatable way.
So with this course, we were able to explore the complexity behind the questions that we have to address, fostering a non-silo thinking, seeing the interconnections between planetary boundaries themselves as the framework to guide human development, but also on the other hand, like how does planetary boundaries and their interactions affect the SDGs, how do they affect business as such, and then also try to understand like how can we use this knowledge not to constrain human development, but like to frame it, to align it, you know, like to bring human action back to the safe operating space and as far as you can, and find innovations that are working for the planet and not against it. And I think this is an amazing opportunity.